you our gamer names after this. So.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm still Final Fantasy VII, hands down.
We are in two realms. The realm I'm in, my friend, who I call him Sentai Master because he got me back to Super Sentai and Power Rangers. I play in Leviathan, and we was Paramount, correct?
Yes.
This is the second one you played the most in.
Yes.
But the one I have 200 hours in?
You have 200 in Leviathan.
Yes, about 200. Let's put it where it's at. I've done a lot of grinding in there. Yes. I'd have to look it up. It's been I have not been able to log back in a very long time. But the free company I am a part of is Writer's Shroud. Yep. Yes.
Yes.
Tell us the story of how you got the nickname Mr. Bun Bun.
Big. That is an.
Oh, I am telling them this. I have to. Okay, so one night, 11 o'clock at night, I get off work and I'm texting him to let him know that I'm home. I am very tired. I work at an IKEA. So I'm texting him to let him know that I'm home. And I'm like, hi, Mr. Bun Bun. Wait a minute. And I mess up and it goes through. And he's like, Bun Bun? You know. And I'm like, oh my God, I am so sorry. It's been a nickname ever since.
At least you didn't call it Swedish meatball.
Oh.
That's been one too. I've sent him a lot of IKEA nicknames.
No, the boys are your little Swedish meatballs.
That is true. Just letting everybody know we have two amazing children, Jackson and Jamie.
Unfortunately, they are not old enough. We felt like they weren't old enough to participate at unfortunately, the very young ages they are.
Yeah. Anybody else? Or? We can tell you amazing stories about our wild and crazy life.
I don't want that. Sorry about that.
Dude, unplug your phone.
That's what I'm doing. That's what I was trying to do.
Okay, I got another question. What is the coolest and craziest cosplays that y'all have done during conventions, other than this and when y'all first met?
Craziest cosplay I've done. I'd say the craziest one I've done, just because of how I had to get picked up when I lived in Georgia I was going to AWA the first time. Devil May Cry 4 just came out about 3 months prior. Got the Nero cosplay, was very happy. Walking around in the shopping center, my friend who about a year later became my stepsister was picking me up, full leather outfit, waiting for them. Security guard goes, "Can I help you, sir?" "Waiting for a friend of mine." Looks at me. Okay, just goes off doing his job.
Craziest one I've done, a lot of you will actually see on Sunday. It is Steampunk Miku. And the reason why, I'm not sure if I should be pulling it up or pulling it down. It is very short and just being honest, I'm not sure which one I should be doing. So.
Just let your girls breathe. That's all I got.
No, that's tonight at Sunday's one. All right. Yes, in the back.
Are your family present, or are you going to have another?
No, for anyone who's wondering why Amanda's doesn't seem that familiar, this is actually her first time at Anime Matsuri. She's actually visiting here from Ohio. I just moved here last year from Colorado, and I actually started coming here 3 years ago because I was following Hana Bunny. So if it wasn't for me following her, I would never have found this lovely convention.
And I am out of Columbus, Ohio, guys. So our families unfortunately could not be here due to this. So
Yeah.
Our plan is to have a ceremony where our families can attend one day. But this was ultimately for two reasons. Number one, we've been together 10 years. You know, we wanted to get this over with. I mean, basically after 10 years, I'm gonna let all y'all know who are in long relationships, you're basically married at that point. And it's kind of like, just get the paperwork done already.
Yeah, it's like to the point where I'm like, oh my god, do I have to, like, what are you angry at about this time? You didn't say hi. I'm sorry.
Unfortunately, he's right. At that point, you're kind of like you're already married at that point.
Or since I live out here, I work at Specs, there's times I get home, I'm so tired because I'm on my feet all day, handing out free samples, get in my bed, 3 hours later, she's like, calls me, she's like, hello, babe? You, he's like, starts screaming, it's like, you didn't text me! I'm like, going, I'm sorry.
And after 10 years, he's trained well.
And then, but don't get me wrong, he's trying to get like this in my bed, just like, look at my phone, like, no, that'll start a whole different argument.
But there was another reason we decided to do this. Everyone knows that 2020 has been a very tough year with the COVID-19 virus.
Yes.
This is the first gathering that has happened really anywhere. We wanted to make this the best gathering ever by sharing our joy with you guys. And that was ultimately the reason why we decided to do this. We could have done a very small wedding with just these 5 people standing up here, but we decided we wanted to share our joy. And that was why we decided to share our joy with 200 people that I don't even know because I don't live here. So, you're welcome.
They were actually going to have 2 weddings. They were going to have a ceremony in front of a justice of the peace, and then they were going to come here and they were going to have kind of lavish little show ceremony for everyone. Well, they explained to me what was going on. They were inviting me to the wedding, and I'm like, well, hey, why don't y'all just get one ceremony and get married?
Yeah,
and I'll
so-
marry you. And they're like, wait, you're an ordained minister? I'm like,
By the way,
why is that such a surprise?
and by the way, the one thing that makes him great as a pastor, I play D&D. He's my DM for Pete's sake. Yes.
How does it feel getting married? I am.
Roll for initiative.
Henry the
I am surprised that not only
Yes.
roll for initiative for Sephiroth Death Stab. Yeah.
No. You're gonna be doing a bunch of rolling tonight. So
Ooh.
dexterity, acrobatics,
Stamina.
Your wisdom was 1.
So that's like, and when we got out here when we were planning this, we didn't know ahead of time about this. So it was a wonderful surprise for someone I've known for 2 years now. First half of it was through PlayStation, and the second half has been when I got out here. And he's actually one of the guys who came out. I moved during the pandemic, so he was one of the guys who helped get me out here. So.
We drove 15 hours to Pagosa Springs, Colorado, which is
Very
a
lovely
beautiful
town.
place,
Very
and
beautiful.
snatched him up and drove 15 hours back. Stopped twice in Roswell, New Mexico. And no matter how much my little brother danced naked in the field, didn't get abducted.
This one right here, my little friend who I met 3 years ago, in line out of all places here. Yeah.
He was trying to get probed, but the aliens weren't.
They
going
were
for it.
not going for it.
They don't like dogs.
And I made a glowing sign going, take him now.
I am said.
Yeah,
please,
not working, people. I don't think it's working.
I am.
Oh, that's over me. Holy crap,
was
I must
like-
get going.
I even told him, look, guys, I'm ready. Can you take me now? I don't live on this planet, so can I be the man who sold the world yet? I want to be David Bowie reincarnated soon. So.
Loves his Bowie.
And what's funny is Miss Amanda here, she was actually terrified because she thought that a Christian wedding was going to be a faux pas upon my eyes and everyone else's. And I explained to her that I am, my religious beliefs, my beliefs as an alchemist are I believe in everything. So pretty much, I believe in Jesus, I believe in God, I believe in Odin, I believe in Zeus. I said, whatever you want to do is what we're going to do. And she's been a nervous wreck still. And I just...
We can finally relax after how many months? Almost a year.
About a year, because I announced this after AM 2020 got
I
canceled.
kind of thought you were going to grab the high wind and take off this morning.
Yeah, I thought she
It was
gonna
pretty
do
close.
it.
It was pretty close. It was like
Yes, just to
grab it
see
and run.
how hectic it
I
was.
actually have a question for
Yes.
tonight.
Yes.
Are you gonna pull a runaway bride here?
And it was really, really close to pulling a runaway bride, to be honest. It was like that close. Because here's the thing, I have the keys to the car. So,
Yes, and me, like she was waking up. She walked out, just me, just like going over with someone because they were not waking up, and it was almost 10 o'clock. Like, I want them to wake up.
yeah. And at that point, I was really close to grabbing the keys to the car and just going, bye-bye.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that you're married, are you where are you planning on moving?
We have plans. We've kind of we haven't falsified details up, but we're waiting till because she's got a lot of stuff set up for the boys at back in Ohio, so we're waiting till she gets a place big enough for all of us, is what it is. Because even though we're in our 30s, life,
Thanks, babe.
life outside of the convention is hard to keep a place sustained of our own.
Thank you, by the way. I was trying to keep my age a secret, but thank you.
I said me.
Shoot, y'all still young. Don't be all
It makes you feel
nah.
better you don't look a day over 29.
And I want to follow up. Do you plan on moving to Houston in the future at all? Or?
That is still up for debate right now.
We're still talking about that.
Whether they move here or not, they will definitely be
Together.
coming back for Anime Matsu.
Oh, that's a
I mean,
definite.
like I said,
Everything else
3 years
that's
ago, came here, fell in love with the place. To the point where when I was still living in Colorado, me and my friends would go, we heading this year? Yes or no? It's like, no. I'm like, okay, I'm going then. Like, see you guys. I'll see you guys. Come be sure to pick me up.
Wait, so the question is, you say you traveled all the way here. Car or plane?
We would always do plane. When I was in Colorado. I see.
We drove. We
Car
drove
trip
to
is
go get
better. I
him.
came all the way from Wyoming this year.
Being that my friends I went with originally, they were not willing to do a 15-hour road trip. Let's put it where it's at.
I'll kidnap you though.
She used to live here in Houston, but
Yeah,
then she
no, I now look at the expense. I'm like, that's too expensive. That's just freaking
We
drive.
drove the entire 15 hours to go pick him up and bring him back to Houston.
And fed him Whataburger.
Car
Or
rides
should
are
I
crazy.
say, I drove the entire 15
Yes.
hours.
Bless your
Because
soul.
this one was comatose to the passengers. He comes to me one day and he's like, hey, you want to come with me to pick up Josh? And it's like 2 months ahead of time. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, you starting to save money for it? He's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, cool. You know, I got my stuff. I work. I got everything. I'm going to have my money whenever we go, da-da-da-da-da. He's like, okay. So it's about, what, a week before we go to pick him up? And he's like, oh, man. He's like, I don't know what I'm going to do. He's like, I don't want to drive that whole way. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I don't have the money. And I'm like, oh, man, come on, really? And he's like, yeah. He's like, I bought this and this and this and this. And I'm like, man, come on. So I'm like, all right. I'm like, I'll drive. I'm like, and I'll put up the gas money. I said, but you're going to have to come up with your own money to eat and stuff like that. Well, it turns out his father and his mother were game playing for this. So they ended up loaning him the money to go up and get Josh. So we drove through all beautiful country. If you ever get the chance to make that drive, from Texas to Pagosa Springs, Colorado,
It's pretty.
And the hot springs are worth it too.
especially around northern Santa Fe.
It was my first time going through Colorado this time, and I was like, besides the grizzly bears, I'm good.
Yeah, so as you know, it's a small town, but it's so.
Thank y'all for coming. Y'all have a great day.
But it's such a beautiful town. Am I upset that I left it? Yes. Do I miss the things? Yes. But the job opportunity out here is so much better. I'm gonna be honest. That's why I came. And I work out of specs now.
So,
Alcohol?
so,
No.
so what do y'all plan to cosplay for next year?
We don't cosplay. We don't plan that far ahead because let's put it where it's at. We've all been in the pandemic for the past year. I'll say it. We've all gained a few pounds.
Not mine. Mine's been a long time coming.
We've always been.
Biscuits and gravy in Texas.
Excuse me?
I said we. Oh, I did. I was not actually saying you.
So,
Ooh.
in nomine Patre, et Filii, et
Just
Spiritus
pray for his
Sancti.
soul. Pray for his soul.
I have an auto Phoenix.
Hey, you got Sephiroth's number. I mean,
You're the only one I had to perform a wedding and last rites to before you ever
gonna more than likely we're gonna talk about it.
say what now?
Oh, certainly.
I'm gonna get a hug from my bride.
Oh, yes, you can.
I was on Discord call with you, girl. I came.
Oh, yes, you
I
are.
promised you I would be here.
You will. You did.
Just alright, ready?
Ready.
1, 2, 3. Great, thank you.
Yeah. So I think we'll talk about it once we polish all that stuff out, figure out what we're gonna do. But I know that was a big challenge for everyone this past year.
Well, I actually have a costume coming. See, I was not originally going to be a Revenant. I was going to be Heidegger. But the cosplay company that ordered my thing to, I failed to see the fine print that said, allow 4 weeks for tailoring.
Oh man,
So had to
I
come
get
up
that.
with one on the
And
fly,
like
so I went with a wig.
I'm actually on Discord, so if anyone was noticing talks of like with Shut Tech, that was actually me. I actually did let everyone know that some of us made some minor mistakes. Like obviously, I was an idiot and didn't make sure the wig was styled,
It happened.
and obviously the Soldier First Class belt doesn't fit because it's that belt too short because I gained 10 pounds in 2 weeks.
I know, trying breathing in. I don't have the cosplay I was originally gonna wear, but I had to go like.
Yeah,
And
no,
try
I
not
was
to
trying to do
die.
that, but it's a Velcro back, so
no,
once I relax it, I'm like,
It's coming off
This
after
right here,
I don't
This
blame
right
you.
here.
Because that's how it felt for me, except mine was made out of fabric. Mine was the fabric
Yeah,
corset that I
so-
had to go like. I'm like, I'm dying.
this portion of my costume is not for decoration, it is actually to hide the belly.
yeah.
I don't
That's
blame
where
you
the aliens
there.
went, everyone. That's also where all the aliens went.
All right.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
So I think we're
One more.
Green light last
People
night.
ran out of questions. So.
One
So
more.
we're actually gonna cut it, guys. But thank you all for
I
coming.
just want a hug from the bride.
No, you will get hugs. Everyone who wants hugs, come up and get them. You know, we're gonna be here all weekend. So.
What? One more thing. One more thing.
Yes.
A message to your sister and parents for your.
I love you guys. Wish you could be here. You know, especially you, Victoria, my sissy.